right, well, we're ready to go. Two to go. Two to go in this. And there's only one game that really drives everything. And that is Atlanta and Florida. Toronto and Oakland will be jostling. Same with Baltimore and Kansas City. Arizona, Philadelphia, they're not in yet. San Francisco is. Arizona or Philadelphia can drop out, who knows? Maybe St. Louis and Atlanta can get in. And everybody else go, who knows? But today is a very, very big day because this is going to be pretty much it. We're going to see who goes. So, right now, Florida and Atlanta. If Florida wins, Atlanta is out. Florida would have 86 wins. 86 as the fifth. It would depend on St. Louis. And St. Louis plays the New York Mets. So St. Louis is the key game. The two others will be at night. And we're about ready to go. So Florida and Atlanta. There it is, and this should be a good one. 19,000 here in Atlanta as we're ready to go. So Bonifacio, Ramirez, and Giancarlo Stanton, and we're ready to go, and we're underway. High into right field, that'll be a base hit, an opening double here in Atlanta, and Florida will get to second early. Well, I mean, this is it. Like, seriously. Wow, here is Hanley Ramirez hitting 290. And they walk him. So not how Atlanta wanted to start, especially with their starter Phil Niekro. Niekro is 20-15 and 174 strikeouts. He's a knuckleballer. And caught. So they catch one out, and that's big. You got two on and one out. You don't want any runs coming in. Morrison and Ross. Here's Morrison hitting 251. St. Louis and New York. We're watching that game. They're going to go to third, to throw to third. And he is safe. So now in sacrifice position is Bonifacio. Phil Niekro, 16 pitches already. That's going to be a high pop fly. Won't be far enough. I don't know. They're going to make the catch. They're going to throw home. And they will score. Florida 1. Atlanta nothing. Oh. And here's Cody Ross. Struck him out. Well, Atlanta needs this game, and they need the next game to go to a playoff, 1-0. Bottom in the first inning, Matthews, Horner, and Murphy. Here's Gary Matthews. And Alex Sanabia, 3.63 ERA. He's 15-15. Here we go to the Marlins. High into right field. This might be a double. And it's going to go all the way to the gap. Let's see where he goes. All the way to the wall. Looks like he'll get in for two, and he is in for two. That is a double. And Gary Matthews gets into second. Here's Bob Horner, first base. Hitting 261, 48 home runs. Struck him out, 1 out. Oh, they didn't want that. They want that. Dale Murphy, who's been on a huge slide. An absolutely terrible last couple of days. 1 out. Walked him. Walked Dale Murphy. And Chris Chambliss, the DH, hitting .268. On the ground, they're gonna, and it gets by, and they gotta come around to score. They're waving him home, the throw home, they're gonna cut it off. And he is safe, and it's gonna be 1-1. 1 out, Atlanta has tied it up. And here's Terry Harper. Harper with 1 out, 2 on. Murphy in sacrifice position. Struck him out, 2 outs. 2 strikeouts right now for Florida. That's their only 2 outs. So Sanabia with 2 outs. Pukaroba. The pitch. That's going to be a 3-1 lead. This will easily be as they go to the wall. And they're going to throw. They cut it off. 3-1. Bottom of the first inning, here's Rafael Ramirez. Rafael Ramirez, the shortstop. On the ground, base hit again. Are they going to come around third? They are. The throw home, and it's going to be 4-1. Atlanta, a huge lead now. Oh, this is incredible, and here's Benedict. Bruce Benedict, the catcher, with 2 outs. High pop fly underneath. And that's going to be a catch. A big first inning. You got to be wary of those. But it sure helps to get them. It's Atlanta for Florida 1. Dan Ugla. He's hitting .630, 18 home runs. And he walked them. Ugla will go to first. Look at all those knuckleballs. Cameron Maben, the center fielder. Struck him out. 1 out. Paulino, 258. On the ground. They pick it up. 4, 6, 3, and they get out of the inning. And Florida can't get any more. They can't get anything. 4-1. We go to the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second inning, Glenn Hubbard, second base. Hubbard, Matthews, and Horner. Here's Glenn Hubbard. Hubbard to right field. Underneath, 1 out. So bottom of the second inning, here's Matthews, then Horner. St. Louis losing. That's going to be to right field, and it'll be caught. 2 outs. We might have 2 games of time. All right. So it is Bob Horner at 261. First base. High pop fly. Underneath. And my cat Carl is back in. I have to pet my cat Carl. And I will be right back as it's 4-1 we go to the third. so we'll go to the third inning. Murphy, Bonifacio, and Ramirez. So trying to get one back is Florida. And they walk him. So that's the biggest thing. 4-1, top of the third. The other Murphy, not Dale, but here's Bonifacio, third base. Struck him out, and they say strike three. So they get him there, and here's Ramirez, Hanley Ramirez. He walked the first time up, 3 walks on the day for Phil. High pop fly, center field. Going back and making the catches, Dale Murphy in center field. And 2 outs. Two outs, and here's Giancarlo Stanton, 0 for 1. Oh, that's a hard hit to left field. This one is back, and this one is gone, and it's 4-3 now. That's all they have to do is get a couple runs right here. Statistically, play the stats. They got a walk, and now they make it 4-3. It is silent here. Here's Logan Morrison to give it back to you. Atlanta has to win these 2, then win the 1-game playoff. They're at home. Logan strikes out. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Atlanta 4, Florida 1. So they cut it in. Here is Dale Murphy. He walked last time. Remember, he did not have a great series last series. That's got to be hard hit on the ground, and he'll go 1 out. Remember, he ended both games. He struck out against St. Louis, and then he grounded out. 2 ways to lose it. Chris Chambliss, 1-1, 1 RBI. Chambliss hits it on the ground. Third to first, 2 outs. 2 outs, bottom of the third. Here's Harper. Terry Harper, left field. And they walk him. So Sanabia has walked his second in the bottom of the third inning. Bokoroba, 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs. The pitch. On the ground. They pick it up. They'll throw to first. They get the out. 3 outs. Atlanta 4, Florida 3. We go to the 4th. New York in the 8th inning is leading St. Louis 2-0, which means if Florida wins this game, they will have clinched a playoff spot, and everybody else, I believe, it would have been, it's over. I mean, Kansas City is leading Milwaukee in the bottom of the 5th. Toronto is winning there. Oakland is the other team. They're playing Chicago. Minnesota is having trouble. So Ross, Ugla, and Maben. Here's Ross. Struck him out. That's going to be 1 out. Here's Ugla now. Dan Ugla, first base. On the ground, this will be second to first, 2 outs, 4-3. 2 outs, and Maben, Cameron Maben. Center field, 0 for 1. High pop fly. Underneath. That's going to be the catch, 3 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning, the score Atlanta 4, Florida 3. Bottom of the 4th, you got Rafael Ramirez, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI. Cat Carl likes to jump all around. That's going to be high pop fly underneath. Here in the bottom of the fourth, and a catch by the second baseman, 1 out. Now, the big thing about this is Atlanta, all the runs we told you. That would be big 61 for Sanabia. Bruce Benedict, 0 for 1. Struck him out, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the fourth, 4-3. Florida only with 2 hits. And Glenn Hubbard, 0 for 1. That'll be on the ground. Short to first, they get the out. So, lots happening. We go to the fifth, 4-3. St. Louis is tied New York in the top of the 8th inning. They've tied New York. It's 2-2. They need to sweep the National League winners at Shea. So Paulino, then Murphy. Here's Paulino as we go to the 5th. Struck him out, 1 out. 180 for strikeouts in the year for Phil. Donnie Murphy, the shortstop. That'll be a high pop fly to right. They won't get it. It's going to be 2 outs. 2 outs and Bonifacio walked him. So walked him. Top the 5th, 2 outs, and Ramirez, Hanley Ramirez, 0 for 1. High, and that's a gap shot, maybe. Oh, that's a bad time if you're Atlanta, and they're going to go to 3rd. They're going to bring it home, and they're going to tie the game. Yes, they are. And Florida has tied the game at 4. They were down 4-1. They were up 1-0, and now they're tied at 4 here in the 5th. And Giancarlo Stanton now. Right fielder. Walked him. 4-4, top of the 5th, 2 outs. Here's Logan Morrison, 0 for 1 with an RBI. High and deep to right field. You kind of got a feeling, but caught. Oh, we had that feeling. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. A great catch by Gary Matthews. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 4-4. St. Louis has a 3-2 lead. There's 1 out. New York is 2nd and 3rd. We want to take a look at this 5-star play. Unbelievable. Anybody else but Gary Matthews. And they could have the lead. Bottom of the 5th, 4-4. Here's Gary Matthews, 1 for 2. Struck him out, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Bob Horner, 0 for 2, hitting .260. That'll be a high pop fly underneath, 2 outs. Tie game, somebody's going to have to score a run. And Dale Murphy, 0 for 1. Struck him out. Dale strikes out. Go to the 6th, it's 4-4. So Ross, Ugla, and Mabin. So here is Cody Ross, 0 for 2. High pop fly. 1 out. So Atlanta here in the top of the 6th. This is huge. Dan Ugla, first base. So Dan. Oh, that's opposite field, and that's going to be back. It might be trouble. It is. It's in the 2nd row, and Florida has a lead. And this is big because this is an elimination score. Dan Ugla's 390-foot home run is an elimination score now. If Atlanta doesn't score any runs, they're eliminated. It is 5 for Dan Ugla. And a new pitcher, Bo McLaughlin, is in. He's 2-4, a 5.36 ERA. Look at St. Louis leading New York leading St. Louis 7-3. They put together a ton of hits. So let me put it to you this way: as things stand, we would have our 5 National League teams in there. High pop fly, and underneath, and there's the catch. That's going to be 2 outs. 5-4. Ronnie Polino 0 for 2. Bo McLaughlin trying to get the out, and a little pop fly. Shortstop is back, and they're going to get it. Bottom 6 to score. Florida 5, Atlanta 4. The bottom of the 6th, Chambliss, Harper, and Pocoroba. Now it becomes very big as Alex Sanabia, 84 pitches. A little bit. 1 out. And Terry Harper, left field, 0 for 1. On the ground, and that's going to die. It'll go into center field. Terry Harper will be on first. Their biggest priority is to get him in. It's a palindrome score: 5 runs, 4 hits for Florida, 4 runs, 5 hits for Atlanta. And Pocoroba hitting .253. He's 1 for 2 today, has 2 RBIs. This is really big. Bottom of the 6th, 1 out. Another opposite field, and caught 2 outs. Two outs, bottom of the 6th. And Rafael Ramirez 1 for 2. Struck him out. That's it. Go to the 7th inning. The score: Florida 5, Atlanta 4. Murphy, Bonifacio, and Ramirez, as they want insurance. Oh, McLaughlin is still in. That's going to be a high pop fly. And underneath, that's going to be 1 out. Atlanta right now very nervous because you know what this is. Here's Bonifacio. Top of the 7th, 1 out. McLaughlin. That'll be on the ground. It dies there. Picked up. Can this be 1-3? Yes, it is. 2 outs. Top of the 7th. And you know St. Louis. So here we go. 2 outs. Struck him out. And that's it. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 5-4. Enjoy real quick the out-of-town scoreboard. (7-3) New York. They beat St. Louis. That's big. Baltimore in the 3rd inning. They lead. Oakland 1-1. There's Benedict 0 for 2. And Benedict. So now all of a sudden Benedict is on first with nobody out. Glenn Hubbard. Sanabia. Oh, that's going to be over. Will it go over his head? And will. It'll go over. They're going to tie the game up. It'll at least be 2nd and 3rd. They're going to send him. And No, they're not. They're not going to send them. Nobody out. Nobody out. It's second and third. Bottom of the seventh inning, Gary Matthews, 1 for 3. Oh, this is so big. Sanabia, bottom of the seventh inning. Struck him out, 1 out. Oh, my goodness. Matthews, who had a great catch earlier. And here's Horner. Bob Horner, 0 for 3 in a day. 1 out, bottom of the seventh. That'll be on the ground. They might score 1. They will. They'll go. They throw home, and it's going to be safe, though. It's 5-5. They went home instead of first, so they got the sacrifice. And now Burke Badenhop. Burke Badenhop. It's big for him. He's 1 and 4, 3.13 ERA. Glenn Hubbard in sacrifice position. Bottom of the seventh. And this is it. Struck him out, 2 outs. And Chris Chambliss, 1 for 3 and an RBI. Bottom of the seventh inning. Atlanta needs a win. Will it hit the ground? Yes, it will. It's going to be 6-5, and now Atlanta has a lead. Atlanta has a big lead. Atlanta has scored for the first time since the first inning. 2 outs. And here's Terry Harper, 1 for 2. As I'm watching, let's see. Oh, they walk Harper and the bases are loaded. So now everything is Pokeroba. 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And this is it, bottom of the seventh inning, 2 outs. This is it, Bip Pokeroba. On the round. No, they're going to go 4-3 and they get the out. So Atlanta has a lead now at 6-5. We go to the top of the 8th. Florida is so close. They were. They led 5-4. Now it's 6-5. If Atlanta wins, both Atlanta and St. Louis are 1 behind Florida. There's Giancarlo Stanton, 1 for 2. He has a 2-run home run. He gave Florida a lead. They were down 4-3. Was 5-4. New pitcher. Struck him out. 1 out. Top of the 8th. Larry Bradford, 7-6 record, 4.74 ERA. 1 out, and here is Logan Morrison, 0 for 2. 1 out. Oh, that's opposite field, and it might hit the wall. Let's see. Oh, what a leaping catch, and that's a big one. That is huge. Look at this. It's a 5-star catch. And oh my. 2 outs. And Cody Ross left field 0 for 3. Struck him out. And that's it. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The score, Atlanta 6, Florida 5. Bottom of the 8th inning, Ramirez, Benedict, and Hubbard. Ramirez. That'll be a pop fly to left field. And caught 1 out. Bruce Benedict, the catcher. On the ground, they're going to pick it up. Goes to first, 1-3, 2 outs. taking a look right here. This is 2 outs, and this is huge because right now you have Glenn Hubbard trying to get an insurance run. It's 6-5. Hard hit on the ground and a base hit. So Glenn Hubbard will get on first. They would love an insurance run. Gary Matthews, 1 for 4. Burke Badenhop, 20 pitches. High pop fly. And underneath, that's going to be the catch. 3 outs. Top of the 9th inning, the score, Atlanta 6, Florida 5. So here we go, 9th inning. Gene Garber. Gene Garber going for his 35th save. 35th save for Garber. Dan Ugla hit a home run in the 5th inning, in the 6th inning to take the lead. 19 on the year. He's 1 for 2 with a home run. He was tied at 4 and he hit 1. On the ground, they pick it up. It's got to be 4-3, 1 out. 2 more outs and Atlanta plays Florida. And that would be big. 2nd out. Here's Coughlin. Chris Coughlin. He's a pinch hitter hitting .263. Top of the 9th, 1 out. The pitch. High pop fly. Underneath. This is going to be the shortstop making the catch. It's 2 outs and 1 more. 1 more out. And Atlanta will go to tomorrow night still having a chance. Ronnie Paulino, 0 for 3. Garber to try and end this thing. Gene Garber to Paulino. Oh, that's a base hit and it's still alive. It's still alive. A single. A 2-strike, 2-out hit to center field. So that's big. This is Donnie Murphy, 0 for 2. And Donnie, I'm looking at the one screen really quickly. So Donnie Murphy, here it is. On the ground. Short to second, that's it, and Atlanta will survive till tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the last game of the year, and that is it. Atlanta has a chance. St. Louis did not win. There's Atlanta shaking hands. So 6-5, singles by Florida, 2 by Chambliss, 2 by Hubbard. McLaughlin to win, he goes 3 and 4. Bradford with the hole. Garber his 35th save. Sanabia, 15 and 16. He gets the loss. Gave up 6 runs all earned. Player of the game was Chris Chambliss. Chris Chambliss was 2 for 4, 2 singles and 2 RBIs. And in the bottom of the 7th inning, they got the lead. So 2 outs. And Chris Chambliss, that is very big. Taking a look here, all the games right now. And So let's take a look at everything. The Expos beat the Dodgers. Colorado beat Cincinnati. Nationals beat the Cubs. The Mets beat the Cardinals. So that's big. The Braves again beat the Marlins. Are one back. Philadelphia beat San Diego. They were down 3-0 and 4-1. And they win 7-4. Arizona wins. They beat San Francisco 7-6. So that's really big. In the American League, Kansas City wins. Detroit wins. Minnesota wins. Toronto wins. What about Oakland wins? They hold off Chicago. Texas loses. Baltimore wins. Let's take a look at the standings with one game left. So San Francisco, Arizona, and Philadelphia all with wins. So Florida, St. Louis, and Atlanta. So here's what happens. If St. Louis beats the Mets tomorrow, they will have to hope Atlanta beats Florida. So if Florida wins, Florida's in the playoffs. If Florida loses, they will play at least in the playoff for the final position. The St. Louis Cardinals will play, if they beat New York tomorrow, if St. Louis and Atlanta both win tomorrow, then Florida will play St. Louis and Atlanta in 2 playoff games in 2 days. If Florida wins, then they're just going to win. San Francisco, Arizona, and Philadelphia are in. But the question is 2, 3, and 4. They go by regular season tiebreakers. And the Giants own them. So it's just, if San Francisco wins, they're second. If San Francisco and Arizona win, if whoever wins tomorrow. So San Francisco and Arizona. So if Philadelphia loses, then San Francisco and Arizona, that's the whole thing. Yeah, no. So Philadelphia to get second has to hope they win and San Francisco and Arizona lose. Arizona to get second has to hope San Francisco loses and they win. I don't know about Arizona and Philadelphia. I don't know. I don't know about these single tiebreakers. We're just going to have to see. All we're concerned about is Florida, St. Louis, and Atlanta. And then we go to one-game tiebreakers. And it's funny because I'm doing my college football replay and I'm watching a guy go back and score a long touchdown off of a kickoff, and good night there. But that's it. That is it. Everything there. That's exactly what you want. I'm going to get to bed a little early. College football tomorrow will be Oklahoma and Nebraska. But right now, this is what we have. You see Toronto is 9-1 in their last 10, 7 in a row. Baltimore 8 in a row. 8-2 in their last 10. So, you never know. All right, well, that's going to be it for today. You can see the regular season matchup. Ricky Nolasco versus Tony Brizolara. That's it. Have a great day. We will see you tomorrow for the last game of the baseball season.